This episode of Verbal Tap brought to you by NogiBJJGear.com.
Use the promotional code VerbalTap15 to get 15% off of your order. Do it!
Because it has been 8 years since we started this little verbal tap game. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, Raph. Let me. That's the sound of my Manscaped package that's just been going off.
Wow.
That came. So huge thanks to our new deep partners in this game. Anyone that sends you ball wash and nut spray becomes family to Manscaped. Raph, it's 8 years of verbal tap.
It is 8 years, and it's also a 20% off code if you use the promo code VerbalTap. But that's not important. Yes, we've been doing the show for 8 years, which means this is the official start to season 9. Now, in the past, I have reached out to our guest's brother to commemorate our 300th episode. So the Martinez family and us go very way back, and we've been covering Ultimate Warriors for years. It pained me not to be there this year, but I understand you got to keep things small, and we were so heartened to see them put on an incredible event that was free to the fans. It was fun to watch, and it had some really, really fun and epic matches. So we wanted to bring on the man behind it all, Richie Boogeyman Martinez. Richie, how are you doing? And welcome to Verbal Tap for the very first time, sir.
Hey, how's it going, man? Thank you for having me, man. You know what I'm saying? I always love talking to you, and it's an honor to actually be on the show. And, you know, I'll always been a fan of what you guys do, and really appreciate it, what you guys do. And, yeah, thank you for having me, brother.
I know, and I feel bad because it's like, I realized as I was going through my hit list of like, well, who should we plug? Who should we put on for a season 9 opener? That's usually, we like getting a good guest for that. And then I realized, oh, shit. I've never actually brought Boogie onto the audio podcast. We should probably fix that now, but it's with good reason, man. You're always busy. You've always got a match going on. And if you're not doing that, people don't always know. But behind the scenes, you work so diligently to make Ultimate Mat Warriors a thing. What was the difficulty of pulling it off this time, man?
You know, really, it was no difficulty, like other than like, no money whatsoever. So I really got to give props to the sponsors that sponsored the event, because without them, I wouldn't have been able to do it. You know what I'm saying? It was usually we pay out every athlete with, you know, people that buy tickets and stuff like that. This time there was no audience whatsoever. I ended up doing it at the gym. And, you know, honestly, like, I had so much fun doing it. There was no stress. There wasn't like, oh, I have to have this much people to come in or else we lose it. There was no money lost. There was no money gained either, of course. But at the end of the day, like, I just wanted something for the fighters to be able to look forward to, you know, like, it's one of those things. It's like in California, I feel in other states, you know, you're able to get away with, like, Nagas and you know what I'm saying, finishers and different things just because of the state that you're in, you know what I'm saying, like Zapaterio or even like combat jiu-jitsu in a different country, you know, and right now I feel that a lot of us that are in the local scene in California or in this area in the West Coast, we're not getting a lot of stuff, so it kind of sucks to like see the people not looking forward to nothing. And you know, I'm like, you know what, let's do it. Like I think it's the perfect time to be able to do something. And it was just basically the underground edition with no audience, literally no commentators, no nothing. It was one event, and it's like we had so much fun doing it. And you know, all the fighters had a lot of fun, and you know, we had some epic matches. You know, that I had so much fun being able to host. And yeah, I'm super thankful for all the sponsors and just the fighters that brought it, man.
I have to laugh, man, because one of the notes I saw in the comment section when I was watching it live was somebody said, "I hate these commentators." And I'm like, well, I've done this job before, and I've done it for you. And that's a thing you tend to get every once in a while. Doesn't matter how good you are. You're going to get somebody who's like, "I hate these commentators." Lo and behold, there are no commentators. So it was the first time I actually laughed at that comment in the comment section. But props to you, man. And you know what the thing is I don't know if you see this. I'm sure you do when you're up front and you see it there. But just from what I could gather from watching it live was, and you mentioned this, you touched on it, which is Yeah, there is a difference between the competitors when they have something to look forward to, and even the competitors that lost still had this glimmer of, I did something. Like I actually went out, I competed. That's way more of a fulfilling life to that person. So for you to
For sure.
facilitate that, I know makes a huge difference, not just to them, but their entire teams who are watching. So I think that's part of the reason why. Let's also give you credit for one of the things that I saw, and I talked to your brother about this earlier this year, which is when you guys did close down, you also weren't taking money from people when you guys had lockdown. Well, how did that
Yeah.
come about?
It's one of those things that's like, for us, even when you're say for the gyms, right? Like we were the first ones to, as soon as all this stuff lockdown happened, we were the first ones to be like, yo, we're stopping everybody's membership at this moment. Like there's no need for you guys to worry, no need to call us. Everybody's membership stops on hold. You know what I'm saying? And then when we basically launched right at like freaksjujitsu.com as soon as this stuff started happening, and it was kind of hard because we had to stop everybody's membership. We did it for all our platforms, every single thing we thought like it was just 100% free. And it's like if nobody's making money and we're not providing a service, like literally we couldn't have classes, so nobody was coming to class. It's like, how can we take your money? You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things that's like, put yourself in their shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to call us. You don't need to tell us to stop the payments. It's literally just, we're going to do it for you, man. Like, don't worry about it. Like it's jiu-jitsu, man. If we can't provide jiu-jitsu, then, like how can we take your money, man? Like it was one of those things that it's like, we had to be human and be reasonable to the people that support us. And, hopefully after all this crazy stuff, like, started slowing down, like, they're able to support us again. You know what I'm saying? And if they're not, then, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But we have to be human. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all going through this craziness, and at the end of the day, it's like, we have to be there for one another, whether it's money-wise or just support or anything. So we felt that it was the best decision we could have ever made, and honestly, we stand by that. You know what I'm saying? I feel it was the best decision we could have made. And thankfully, like, when things started opening up and we were able to start our gym again, dude, it was even better than before, in a sense. Like, better than we expected it would be. Not better than before, of course, but better than we expected, for sure.
And is that, you see this currently, and I have the added benefit, Raph and I have obviously interacted with a ton of your students because you've been in this game so long, you really can't go to a high-level grappling event without running into one, which is a good thing. It feels like that's what's happened societally across the board. Now, obviously, we're in November here. We don't know what's coming, but is there a renewed enthusiasm? Because obviously, jiu-jitsu, it's like anything else, right? You take it away and you say you can't have it, and suddenly it's like, well, shit, what was my excuse for sleeping in that open mat morning? Do you feel like the enthusiasm,
sure.
Do you feel like it's higher?
Yeah, definitely. People are not taking jiu-jitsu for granted like they did before, and it's like, even me, sometimes you're like, do I go to open mat, or do I, like, sleep in these extra hours because it's Sunday? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah. No,
like, you need to go. Like, we don't know when it's going to get taken away again. It's like, it was almost like a nightmare for any athlete or jiu-jitsu practitioner, or any MMA fighter, or anybody that even studies any martial arts. It's just like, it was one of those things that was just like, we never thought it could get taken away. So we some of us took it for granted. Some of us kind of, would do the, I can sleep in today. And it's like, no, why are you not in class at 6 a.m.? And so what, and so on and so on, and it's like one of those things that it's like, now I feel people are a little bit more open and understand that, man, we're doing jiu-jitsu today, and tomorrow they might not be class because they might shut down the whole country again, So it's like, it's basically like almost like one of those things, like count your blessings, count the days that you could be on the mat, because tomorrow it could all get taken away again, so.
And we were just on, it's interesting you say that, like taking jiu-jitsu for granted, just because we were on a precipice of, there's probably never been more gyms open than there were in February of this year. There was probably,
For sure.
I'm out in Denver, right? And there I told Raph, from when I first moved here 5 years ago till now, there must be 6 times the jiu-jitsu gyms. There was just East and Jubera and some crazies in Boulder. That was it. Now it's everywhere. It's awesome. But I want to ask you, because, you know, you and your brother break dancers, I was really upset you were not on the Tyson broadcast last night. I kept expecting them to go to Boogeyman and Freakazoid. Tell us about those grappling attempts you saw in there. It's like, bro, those were terrible. Weed was encouraged, but so I was bummed you were not there. How do you bring the approach with your students? Because, you know, you and your brother, obviously, you know, you get the Boogeyman, and I certainly don't want to be in a competitive grappling match with you. But your students talk about you like you're this glowing teddy bear and really, really loyal. So tell us about your approach to kind of spreading your army now that you're well into this game.
You know, it's one of those things. It's like as coming up in jiu-jitsu, like from the beginning, like my whole thing was to be able to be the best competitor I could be. You know what I'm saying? Like whether I was the world champion or whether I was like just a local circuit champion. Like my whole thing was be the best that you could be. Like go 100% and try to, you know, saying like achieve as much as you can. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my whole mission. Like I just wanted to be better than the next guy, and then if I beat that guy, that's better than the guy after him, and so on and so on. So throughout the years of me competing, like I'm still competing, of course, but like my whole mission was to be the best that I could be. And you know, as years went along, like my whole mission kind of started switching in a sense. Still trying to be the best I could be, but then it became like be able to provide the same opportunities for your students. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's when things started changing, because at the end of the day, it's like each person is with me. Like I want them to have the same opportunities, and you know, and that meaning have a great coach as well. You know what I'm saying? Have a coach that's going to be there for you through the thick and thin. You know, and it's like, and I feel that me as a you know, being under Eddie Bravo, he gave me that and more. So me being able to give the same opportunities for my students to be able to compete at the highest level, I also want to give them the best coaching there is to be, you know. And it's like I look at people like Eddie Bravo, John Jock Machado, and even my brother. You know, those are some great, amazing coaches, and I want to just even be able to resemble somewhat like of what kind of coach they are. And to be honest, I'm very, very lucky because I've been able to train with all three of them, and those guys kind of like set, like they set the highest standard of coaching, and I want to be able to replicate what they gave me, but at the same time I want to replicate all three of them. So I feel that it's giving me some sort of like different approach to even them. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be better than the next man, even head coaching, you know. So they have helped me kind of give my students. They helped me become the kind of coach that I want to be for my students, you know. And I've been very, very lucky just to be able to have students in general. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many athletes and so many great competitors that never get to experience how to be a coach or how to coach people, you know, and I've been very lucky, man, to be able to have an army of great students that kind of back me up as much as I back them up, you know. And it's like, you know, so now, like, you know, like I said, like my whole mission was to be able to be a great competitor, and you know, I'm lucky to be able to compete at big tournaments and been able to. Now I'm able to provide that for my students. Now they're competing at big tournaments, and at the same time, like I'm trying to be the best coach that I could be for them. Like I had great coaches for me, you know.
See, I was looking for like the inside secret, Raph. Like they do this whole LSD ceremony. Maybe there's some ayahuasca. we get like in a circle on Halloween. You know what? That's fine. I like the approach. I was just I wasn't sure if we were gonna get the real 10th planet sure. magic, but I guess not.
No, but realistically, it's just like be a little bit better than you. Like I'm trying to be honest. Like at the end of the day, it's like I want my lineage to be strong. I want my students to be better than me, man. So I'm gonna treat them to the highest level, you know. And it's like, you know, some guys are gonna stick around, some guys are not, you know. And it's like that's the hard and the beautiful part of jiu-jitsu. You know, everybody finds their journey. It may be with me, it may be with the next guy, you know, but at the end of the day, it's like just while their time they're with you, give them your everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do every class, like if I'm teaching a seminar, and like, you know, like every class I have to give the same energy that I gave last night or better. You know, and it's like, it never changes. Every day I'm getting a little bit better at coaching, and I'm pushing a little bit harder for my students, and so on and so on. But man, at the end of the day, it's like, we need to push for greatness, you know, and it's like, doesn't matter what you do, whether it's coaching, whether it's learning, no matter what, you have to be better than the day you were yesterday. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, that's what I'm doing. And like, that's what I'm trying to do, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether, even when I was at school, even when I was breakdancing, no matter what, like, I was always trying to be better. Like there was no way that I'm like, today I'm going to be a little bit worse than yesterday. Like, nobody ever wakes up to that thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope not. I hope you guys don't, you know what I'm saying? But every day just being a little bit smarter, a little bit better, a little bit wiser, a little bit, man, like, I fucked up yesterday, so I got to make up for it today, you know? And it's like, I've always had that same kind of thought process, realistically, you know?
And Kevin, I can attest to this because I went to a 6 a.m. class. So last year we remedied that as well, where for the first time I got to go experience his gym and visiting it. And I was like, the only time I can really make, because I'm down here for a day, but I'm staying specifically down here to train at his gym and at PJ's gym. And I literally see him with what appears to be the energy that I had been told about and I had been warned about. Like, no, he's there. He's on at 6 a.m. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I got to see it for myself. And it's there, man. Like, the way that you motivate your guys, the way that you make them have hard rounds, but the encouragement and the way that you conduct your class is, you see why so many people are so addicted to not just the sport, but to coming back and the creative community that you really make there. And honestly, man, like, that's why, as happy as I was that you put on Ultimate Mat Warriors, it's one of the few times that I was a little sad that there was no crowd. And I know you talk about it as a good source of income, but it's more than just the income. Like, you're making the income so that you can keep that community going. You can keep fostering
100%.
it. I know you're not doing it to make money off of it, but the thing that people don't see unless you go to one of those events in that place that you host it at the San Diego Performing Arts Center is that the community that comes out there, dude, they are wild. They're excited about it. It's a nice community church that you guys have that you rearrange to be a setup. And I think it's one of the coolest little experiences that you can be in because it's so intimate with like 200 people there who get so excited to watch grappling happen. And that was, I thought, the only thing that I was like, man, just watching it like this, I didn't really feel that for a lot of other things. I didn't really feel that for the UFC because, you know, it just seems different. But I could feel it there. And I just said, man, I do miss that for the community. And I know that when
100%.
the time is appropriate, you'll bring it back. But I just want to make sure that you get that.
100%.
It's the Performing Arts Center? I actually always forget that part.
Yeah. It's at the it's like a church, but it's also a performing arts center in San Diego, and it's super fun, man. It's that venue makes the event what it is, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like, sadly, we weren't able to make it, but like I said, that's why I'm like, you can't just call it like Ultimate Mat Warriors. It has to be like an underground version, like,
right.
Without being in that gym, it is not the same. It has to be a different category. It cannot be the same category without being at that location.
Yeah,
and
I mean, it's
made
to
up
be
rumor.
fair, Kevin.
Yep.
The first time he gave me the address to come down for it, I looked at it and I was like, I looked at the site and I go, am I at the right place? And they go, once you go inside, you'll understand. And I walk inside and I go, oh, okay, this makes sense now. I totally get that.
Yeah.
So
You're already where my
was
head was because I was going to I was like, can you confirm the rumor, Richie, that you and your brother were working so hard you accidentally wound up in a production of Cats at the San Diego Production Center?
But Boogie, I do want to say this, though. I think I did notice something in the language, and I'm just going to pass this forward in terms of what is and is not prohibited at this time. And it did say that religious services are still kosher. So should you know, find yourself trying to put on another event, who knows when, I'm just saying it's within the legal definition now. So There is that.
These are true facts. We'll see for how long, though. But yes, especially in California. Man, California seems like I'm dizzy with the rules that are happening. Each day's changing. I'm like, man, such a headache. It's so dizzy. Like, I'm like, can you guys just shut up? Like, already just stop talking. Like, please, like, just stop changing up these rules. Like, it's pretty wild. But man, it's been a headache and it's been annoying. And you know, thank God for jiu-jitsu right now. Like, I honestly wouldn't. It's pretty wild, but I'm so happy there's jiu-jitsu at this time, and I thought I'd be going crazy, man.
What were you doing during the time off? What did you find yourself doing? I found that Gio was telling me he was playing video games. What were you doing, sir?
Yeah. NBA 2K, baby, let's go. We were playing video games all day long, and NBA 2K, and it was like a bunch of 10 Planet Freaks. We were going in there and just mobbing the streets of NBA 2K. It's pretty fun.
Like, are you guys playing like 5-on-5? This is excellent. I'm a big 2K fan. It's my it was the 3-on-3s, and it would go up to like, we had 2 groups of 3-on-3s, and we would like literally like a bunch of like black belts, like 10 Planet Freak black belts. We were just like playing on streets, like, so they have the street mode, and we were just balling everybody up. It was pretty fun. It was fun.
All right. Well, I'm going to put you on the spot.
So
Who is the best? Hold on. Who is the best 10th Planet black belt aside from yourself?
Freaks.
Now, mind you, this is just for 2K because I'm not trying to create a new list for the 10th Planet system.
I would have to say, I would have to say that it was, of course, myself, and then Kyle, Chambers, and Gio. Us 3. Ricky's pretty good, but those 3 are, I think, pretty good. I'll mop up little Ricky on NBA 2K, just calling him out right now.
Wow. Damn, I didn't think that was going to happen on here. I do have to confirm or deny one of these rumors with you because, you know, obviously it's very storied that your brother is very competitive. He has said on one of my programs before that you have been known to, in the past, when you've lost, be so competitive, you walked out and you would not play anymore, doing the true big brother move. Is that true, or is that little brother speak?
I think it's little brother. I'm pretty competitive, but when it comes down to depending on what game, I guess, right? Like, I mean, are we talking about Super Nintendo days, or are we talking about like right now? Like, that's what it comes down to, because I mean, I'm sure I've done it before, but
I was like, I actually don't think
maybe it was Super Nintendo.
We didn't follow up. We're terrible journalists. We should have been like, we need an age range here on the Boogie.
Yeah, because it could have been back then, and I'm like, all right, maybe it happened. I believe, I was pretty competitive. Maybe like punched him in the leg, ran away, type of shit. But yeah, right. And recently, like I've been pretty.
You've been
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I just bring it up
just
because it sounds. Yep. I only bring it up because he seemed to mention it just off the top of his head. So if it did happen a long time ago, it has still stayed with him to the point where I'm interviewing him and I go, "Is this a therapy session, Gio? Like, I don't know what's going on here, bro."
Dude, it might have been like Killer Instinct 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's too long ago, because I know Street Fighter, I was mopping shit up. Maybe Killer Instinct, he was mopping shit up, but I don't know. I don't recall.
Excellent.
Fair enough. Good answer. I expected the 5th to be.
I want to get in the Wayback Machine, but Raph, we should have like a special 2-hour brothers grievance discussion with the Martinez brothers every year. That'd be just a fun Christmas special. Do you remember how you beat Damian Nitkin in 2014 at Naga, Las Vegas?
Japanese necktie.
Okay, so I'm kind of glad you've already referenced. Raph, you should see his submission wins part of BJJ Heroes. There's 4 moves I'm positive I've never heard of in this. But this was a win with a Carney lock. Now, I will
It
give
was
you
Carney.
I will give you a slight pass because you definitely remember how you beat Gary Cruz. You just don't remember the difference between Gary and Damian. But yes, Raph, his first.
Was it the same? Was it the same event?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is amazing because Carney Lock, Japanese necktie, Alma Plata, Kimura. Raph, like, learn how to choke. It's so funny. Like, this is such a 10th Planet thing that you're like doing these inverted locks and complimented things early on. But I'll be back with more. Do you remember how you won this fight in later interviews?
I just think the idea is Kevin's going back and now having to make up for lost time that we're like, since you weren't on the show in 2014, how'd you win this one? Mind walking us through. That's the unfortunate thing when you realize you go, we haven't brought this person on. I mean, you date all the way back to EBI. Of course, there's going to be a combat jiu-jitsu. You know, two of the folks, if not more, I guess I should say, who are doing the special matches as well, who are competing here today. Like, can you tell us from your perspective of being there from the very beginning, the evolution of EBI to combat jiu-jitsu? And follow-up question, do you yourself somewhat miss EBI?
You know, EBI, I literally just posted a video of me at EBI 1, I think like 3 days ago. And I believe EBI 1 was what launched me to where I am today. Like, no, like being known as a grappler. It was a platform for me to be able to showcase my jiu-jitsu to the world. And literally, when I mean the world, I mean the world. That was my first big, like, show, you know. And EBI 1 was the launch, I feel, of the Freak Bros, man. Like, I feel that launched us to where we're at now. And, you know, I do miss EBI. I do miss the format of EBI. I miss the show of EBI. And I feel that it's one of those things. It's like, it can, no matter what event has EBI rules, it can never be replicated. You know, like EBI, it's its own beast, you know. And I feel that if it never came back, like, it'd be, it's not a bad thing. It was like one of those things that it's like, you don't want it to get, like, kind of washed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was legendary for its time, and it was like amazing. And it's like, you can never redo what that show did for a lot of people. You know, like, you saw these epic matches that are man, it was just amazing. It was just amazing time for jiu-jitsu, for not even for jiu-jitsu, for jiu-jitsu, but also for like the sub-only movement. You know, it was an amazing time for the sub-only movement. And you know, even if it never came back, I ain't mad at it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it did what it did for the fighters that it needed to be there for. You know, and it's like, at the end of the day, like, I had such amazing times at that show, and I can never thank Eddie enough for what that show did for me and for the fighters that, you know, that it showcased. Like, man, I found matches that I never thought I could fight or like be able to compete against. And you know, I'm really thankful for that event. But then along came CJJ, Combat Jiu-Jitsu, you know. And Combat Jiu-Jitsu is fun, you know. Like, it was fun to be able to be the first 170 champion for Combat Jiu-Jitsu. And you know, I was able to Darce Bobby Emmons, because I love him, twice, which was super awesome. You know, and you know, I actually, like, I really enjoy that. And you know, like, even though even like that jab at Bobby, like, man, I've created so many friends through EBI and Combat Jiu-Jitsu. You know, like, people that are really good friends of mine now. And you know, whether it was competing against them, or whether it was like just you know, in the back scenes, you know, like it was such a dope show, and it became such a, like, historic event that it's like, man, like, a lot of those people are like just legends now to me. You know what I'm saying? Like just because I've seen them, how hard they work to either cut weight or just competing or just to even work for the show, like Eddie and Victor. Like, man, like, those guys, like, they really put their heart into the event. And that's how I feel every event should be. Like, you if it really matters to you, put your heart into it, man. Like even like the people in the backstage, man. Like that's how I want my guys to be. That's how my guys are. You know what I'm saying? Like we put it all on the line. Like we make sure that everybody's catered for and just go all out for these guys. You know, and it's like that's who I saw it from, man. From EBI, from Combat Jiu-Jitsu, and it's like I'm really excited to see where CJJ grows, but. You know, from what I hear, it's like going to be a champion at every weight class for CJJ, and then EBI comes back. You know, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see if the rebirth of EBI is what it's supposed to be, or if it's just not the same no more. But you know, no matter what it is, like EBI and Combat Jiu-Jitsu are so historic in the jiu-jitsu world, and you know, I'm really happy that it did what it did for me, man. I'm super grateful for those events, you know.
And compliments to you because you were one of the first people to do both, and that's an interesting, nice little place to have in the history of two very separate and similar but separate styles of jiu-jitsu. I would ask you this. Because you got, of course, the young kid, Keith, which congratulations on his black belt. You got PJ in there, you know Nate. Like, did you have any time to impress any advice to them in terms of combat jiu-jitsu? And if so, do you mind sharing what that advice is as somebody who has been there?
Of course, man. You know, like for Keith and PJ, like I mean, this whole camp, like I mean, even whether I'm competing with them or grappling and training with them every day, or just kind of like talking to them almost every day, like we always bond through these experiences, you know. And it's like being able to share just what I went through in those positions, in those scenarios. Like that's something that I feel is like priceless, you know. Like even just sharing with them, it's like, for me, it's like very special, just because you know, I don't get to share that stuff with the world, only with the people that are around me. And you know, I've done very well in both of those tournaments, whether it's EBI and CJJ. Like, you know, EBI, I've won several matches, but I've also lost a few, and you know, I was able to give them just kind of that knowledge on both ends, you know, whether it was good or whether it's bad, like whether it's like you shouldn't be doing this kind of stuff, whether it's like this is where you defend yourself. But man, just a little, just day by day scenarios that I'm able to share with them has been very fun. And you know, like I said, man, I don't get to share this stuff with a lot of people outside of my gym. So being them going in to compete at these events is very, very, very cool to share them with both of them, you know?
Well, we have to, this is upsetting. We don't have 3 more hours to ask all of our questions, just not this time. I want to talk about what I'm staring at in front of me, because when we asked, we were like, hey, what can we plug for you, Richie? He's like, man, just go hit your local jiu-jitsu gyms, because you're a sweetheart. Your rubber guard, Concepts from Half Guard, is out on BJJ Fanatics. New release, $77. Add it to the cart for the holidays. Treat yourself. If you're the only jiu-jitsu person, treat someone you love if you know them. And if you just have the means, I don't know, just send Richie's rubber guard to the best person in your gym, have them learn it, and then they'll show you, which is what I did with leg locks and Will Forbes at Jiu-Jitsu. So anything else we need to throw, Richie, other than people can find you on the Instagrams to seek your counsel and book you for those unbelievable seminars as scheduling and life clears up. But did I miss anything on the call-outs?
No, man. Thank you so much, man. I honestly really appreciate it. And like, to everybody listening out there, it's my fault that we're cutting this short. I'm out here about to help Gio do some final prep for his match against Kennedy. So I just got to the gym to help him train for this match. And
awesome.
but I shall be here sooner than later. And if you guys need to find me anywhere or reach out to me, find me on Instagram. That's the best place to find me. And it's Boogeyman_TFS. I respond to mostly everybody, meaning everybody except if you're from trying to sell me some geese and stuff. Like I usually don't look at that stuff. But for everybody else, I do respond, and so yeah, just reach out to me. Also, you could find us on freaksjujitsu.com, or yeah, just find me at my gym, or if you're not near me, go do some jujitsu. Go to your local gym and support them, man. Like jujitsu people, especially jujitsu instructors and jujitsu people that open up gyms, they really pour their heart into this, and some of us is all we have. So make sure you guys support your local jujitsu gyms, man. Like honestly, like we don't know what everybody's going through. So if you're near a jiu-jitsu gym and you're like, I don't want to go now, it's the best time to go right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody's doing so good, and luckily this is a platform that people could find out and just literally look up your local gym, man. And yeah, that's the best thing I could say, because I know how hard it is to run a gym, and we all need the support sometimes.
That's great stuff. We appreciate you taking the time here. We won't waste a further second of your time. Boogie, give your best to your brother. Get him prepared. We're very excited for that match as well. But we have so much love for you guys and your whole squad, man. So thank you so much for coming on, man.
Hey, thank you. I really appreciate you guys.
And we are.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is, please note, the new number is